Hi, I am wondering what could be the main reason why a website with lower DA and relatively lower do follow links rank higher in SERPs compared to a website that has a higher one. Can this be because they're using black hat SEO techniques? People always just assume the other guy's cheating. Or maybe he just
Well, if you're doing well, you probably are sort of cheating, in some way, shape, or form.
so
Cheating according to Google, right? According to Google, all right? They make up their
So
own
it
rules.
could, I mean, I can't say no. So yes, it could be because they're using black hat SEO techniques. Or well, let's just break this down a little bit. So basically, they're
Yeah.
saying, this website's beating them, and the website has lower DA or authority measured by Moz, lower DA, and a lower amount of do follow links. Um, so first of all, uh, DA or yeah, these scores don't matter. Google does not take these scores into effect. Like a score like DA is Moz's estimate of the authority of the site. Even Ahrefs DR, which we prefer very heavily to Moz's DA, even Ahrefs DR is still just a metric that you can't really gauge everything on. You'll always see you'll consistently see sites with lower DR or DAs beating out sites with higher ones. It's just a very natural occurrence. You'll see it on every single SERP you look at. Like if I was to turn on I guess I could just do it real quick. I'm gonna turn on
Yeah.
Mozbar and just show real quick. You want to talk about DA and DR
Also,
real quick while I turn this on?
yeah, you go ahead. I apologize if y'all can hear my stomach rumbling. I'm starved right now, and I can feel it rumbling. Um,
Talk about DA.
what do you want me
Talk
to
about
mention about
DA and
DADR?
DR real quick. You can for a second.
Um, I mean, didn't you just say it, that they're metrics that, Google's not relying on for anything
Yeah,
specifically. They can be manipulated.
just need you to fill some time here.
And I know I'm just like, we've answered this every podcast, and yeah, what
And
Chris said
here we go.
earlier,
Okay,
that's boom, that's
time was
it. He
filled.
said it 100%.
So what I did here is I just went ahead and I turned on Mozbar, which is this little, it shows a little bar under each site that's ranking on a SERP. And I just typed in a random keyword, plumbing Houston. And now we're going to scroll down and we're going to see how many lower DA sites are beating out higher DA sites. Number one has a lower DA than number two. So just right off the bat, right? The number one
Right.
site has 24. We have a 24 DA in number one beating out a 46 down here. Then you have an
What?
18.
That makes no sense.
Then you have an 18 beating out a 24 and a 39 and a 93. You have a DA 93 down here. Does that mean everyone
Oh,
above them are
they're
hacking
being
or
robbed
doing black hat
and they're
techniques?
all doing something bad.
But the answer is no. So, like we were saying, it's very normal for lower authority sites to beat out higher authority sites, and it can come down to a few things. It's generally going to come down to, the number of referring domains. We do look at the number of RD as a count, as a measurement, but it's only at a quick glance. If you go and you look at the RD count and the links are not relevant, or the links are from bad websites, low authority websites, or spammy websites or something, those links don't count as much. So yeah, I mean, so yeah, first of all, the DA doesn't really matter. It's just something you look at a glance. And yeah, B, the number of do follow links doesn't matter as much as the quality of the do follow links. Um, so yeah, they don't have to be
And
doing
let's
black
not
hat at
forget
all.
that no follow links are natural. There's all these people obsessed with, well, I don't want any no follow links. They're worthless.
Yeah.
Well, then you're not building a natural link profile and you're screwing
I
yourself.
mean,
I mean, that's as
you'd always
simple as that.
prefer do follow if you're like paying for links, right? But it's still very natural to get no follow. And like you said, it'd be weird if your site didn't get any no follow links. It's just not a natural link
And
building
if you
profile.
think if you think Google crawlers are going through no follow and just going, oh, They don't count. Throw them in the link profile garbage pit. You're wrong. They do. They help, influence a picture, and that's what the point of all these crawlers going around and collecting data is about.
And I'll just add one more thing. Things like DA and DR, they can actually be manipulated pretty easily by people who know what they're doing. So they can make, basically it tricks
DA
Ahrefs and
specifically,
Moz.
yeah.
They can trick Ahrefs and Moz into making the authority look really high. It helps them basically sell links on the site, or maybe just sell the site in general, whatever they're trying to do with the site. Maybe impress their client. Look, I increased your authority. But
Yeah.
basically, but it might not help their rankings at all, right? So yeah, you can only really pay attention to those kind of scores at a glance. And another thing, I kind of want to pull up that thing because I think there's something we also didn't mention. I'm going back to the same SERP I pulled up for plumbing Houston. If you scroll down and you look at number 1, it's nixplumbing.com. And you can see right here, nixplumbing.com is a Houston-based plumber. This is a local business. They are specifically doing plumbing in Houston. That's their entire business, right? So their entire website and all of the links built to their website are probably something pretty, if they're doing what they should be doing, are all pretty relevant for plumbing in Houston, right? And then you scroll down a little
Plumbing
bit
and Houston.
to number 3 right here, and you're getting to these big companies that have these big, massive websites that aren't really as niche focused, right? Same here, you have Texas Quality Plumbing, so they're not as laser focused as Nick's Plumbing, which is doing only Houston. Scroll down more, then you got Yelp, of course. They're not as targeted, and so so this goes for backlinks as well as the site itself. This site and their on page and the entire relevance of their entire website and their content is based around Houston plumbing, whereas something like this one right here, this big kind of more site that's targeting at probably hundreds of different cities, or this Texas one that's targeting the entire state. Their on page and their content is not as focused to the one thing, and also their backlinks will not be as focused. So yeah, that's another way that lower authority sites can beat out the higher authority sites. It's just by having a more niched down site. Having a more niched down site doesn't necessarily work in every single niche. You'll have to actually look up your keywords and see what Google is preferring for basically for your keywords. For certain keywords, for whatever reason, Google really prefers these huge authority sites. And then sometimes they prefer the more laser focused sniper sites that are just really targeting the very specific thing only. Yeah. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the description below for links to our blog for more info on this topic, along with a bunch of other cool stuff like case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you enjoyed the video. Thanks and happy ranking.